And like everyone, you do not want to spend your time in the world alone. Like everyone, you want a friend, but so often, it takes time to find a good friend. Even in this century, the century of convenience and information, it is hard to know if a friend will become a good friend. Friend review and ranking websites are still in development, are still adolescents. And even when you do find a good friend, are you ready or capable of becoming a good friend yourself? Often the fault in failed friendship harvesting is not the fault of the friend, but the fault of ourselves. This Dream Guide, with your Dream Guide friend, you will learn how to be a friend. To begin, you must relax and find your breath. Inhale, and imagine all of the oxygen in the air is a friend to you. In a very real way, this is true. Oxygen is a friend to all of us. In fact, oxygen is one of the best friends a person could have. As you inhale, through the mouth, imagine there is a doormat on your lip that says, "Welcome friend, please, step inside." So that the oxygen in the air feels welcome. And as you inhale, imagine there is a table on your tongue, and on the table are name tag stickers and markers for the oxygen to write their names upon. This is a way for you to call the oxygen by their first name, which is a habit you should adopt during the part of the day when you are awake. Give everyone in your life a name tag sticker and a marker, so they may write their name. Do this even if you already know their name, because a name is a type of invitation. You may help a person feel invited to speak to another person, because their names invite another to speak them. Now continue to inhale, and invite in all of the friendly oxygen molecules. Continue to inhale, and guide the oxygen around the many rooms within your body, your many organs. Inhale some more, and tell the oxygen stories about the many objects within your many rooms, the many objects within your organs. Keep inhaling, and play popular dance songs from the year you were born, so that they may relax and mingle with your blood. Keep inhaling, do not worry, you can fit all of the oxygen in the world inside of you, because you are a vast palace, a vast host of parties. And after you have befriended all of the oxygen, keep some inside of you forever, and let the rest change their molecular composition, and find their codes and then leave your body, so they might return again one day for another party. And now you are asleep, and ready for another dream. This is the friendship dream. You begin on a street filled with strangers. It looks similar to the streets you frequent during the time when you are awake. It is filled with people who are unknown to you. And like during the time when you are awake, the people are strangers. However, since you are in a dream, you can speak to these strangers without fear that they will eat you, or harm you in some other consuming way. Yes, it is true that in other dream guides, strangers can be a danger. But in this dream, I have made sure all of the strangers pose no threat to you. When looking for a friend, you are interested in their abilities as people. You approach the strangers and say, "I am looking for a friend who can eat the moon, the way a lion eats the moon." From the street a stranger holds up their hand and asks, "Would it be okay if I can eat the moon, the way a skunk eats the moon?" Other strangers begin to ask about their ways of eating the moon, which are the ways of other animals. Through the din of voices, you consider the first stranger's question, because you have never wondered how a skunk eats a moon. In dreams, When a skunk appears, it means the dreamer feels too full of their ability. The ability is unique to the individual. Often the dreamer, in their dreams and a time when they are awake, try to show off their ability to others, to create witnesses of their ability, to make sure people talk about them for days, or even weeks after witnessing the dreamer perform their ability. Often the dreamer, in their dreams and a time when they are awake, try to show off. For example, if you are a person who has an ability to jump onto chair or tables from the floor without running, you will make sure to jump on every table and every chair, when in public dining establishments or in private residences. In dreams, when a skunk is mentioned by another person, it means the dreamer should pay attention to the new popular songs that play through speakers while the dreamer is awake and shopping. And the new popular songs you hear this year while shopping will sing and ask you to identify a shape. And now, another. Last year, songs were about empty rooms. Everything everywhere was an empty room. And in those rooms, even with the lights on, there was a feeling that if another light switch could be found, extra lights would shine, and make whatever was missing appear. And last year while shopping, you would purchase items and lighting fixtures to help fill those empty rooms. But this year the songs ask you to identify shapes. Try it and maybe, you will identify shapes such as a Rolodex spinning in the wind, a detective, on television, pointing to where a bird flew into a window, or an extra large t-shirt, being used as a towel, to soak up fishbowl water from the carpet. The strangers surround you and become a fog. The kind of fog that asks a lot of questions about different types of animals. The types of animals that might also eat the moon, the way a lion eats the moon. In fact, you are questioned about so many types of animals. You lose track of yourself, because your mind is working so hard to determine if people are asking you about types of birds, or types of small mammals. Also, the fog of strangers blocking your vision has contributed to your losing track of yourself. And from the fog, a question overtakes the strangers, which then overtakes you. The strangers stop asking about which types of animals that might also eat the moon, the way a lion eats a moon. The strangers begin to ask you which type of animal you are, and how closely your animal eats the moon like a lion. And you were not expecting the question, because you thought you were the one searching for a friend. But instead you have discovered an important truth about friendship. That you must also be prepared to offer special abilities and talents to others. Because friendship is a type of exchange. And like that, the fog of strangers clears. And you feel alone again, with your discovery about friendship. And now, you are outside of the city, and cannot see the street full of strangers, and all of the windows of the city are closed to you. You wish one of the windows were open, because you would fly in the window, and make a nest or home. Because that feels like a thing that a friend would do for another friend. You walk to a hill, and then climb the hill, and then stand on top of the hill. Somehow when you are on the hill, it feels appropriate to begin to wish. Because that feels like a thing that a friend would do for another friend. In fact, in dreams, and in real life, that is the purpose of hills, to make wishes. However, there are many differing opinions about what makes a hill. If a hill should be based on physical height, or emotional feeling. Often, you will find yourself sitting on a couch, and still feel elevated, and this means you are on top of a hill, and should begin wishing. And here in the dream, you are standing on a physical hill, and should begin wishing. So you say, I hope everyone is trying to make friends during this dream. I hope everyone is out there, making the brightest thing. I hope everyone is out there, becoming suns or even whatever is brighter. And you also wish. I hope money isn't trying to stop anyone from enjoying this dream. I hope everyone burns their money before the money can stop them from enjoying this dream. I hope everyone learns a lesson about burning money. I hope someone loans me money to get through this dream. And finally you wish. I hope no one minds if I spend the rest of the dream growing myself shut. I hope no one thinks of a blossom closing to form a seed when they think of growing shut, because that's not what I really mean. After you finish your wishing, from the top of the hill, you look down to the bottom of the hill, and you see a small abyss. As in, the abyss is deep, and may be endless, and without bottom, but is not wide, and small enough to hug. You say hello to the abyss. The abyss simply opens a little wider, and you understand the abyss's intention. And from the top of the hill you realized, you made a wish you were not aware of making. And your wish was for a friendship. And in the friendship dream, the best way for you to learn how to be a friend, is to learn how to be a friend to the most difficult kind of friend. An abyss. You roll down the hill to meet your new friend, the abyss. Because it is the only way a person should consider leaving a hill. You roll, but not too fast, so you do not accidentally roll into the abyss. That would require a higher level of friendship, which you have not yet practiced, and not ready to commit to at this time. You stand and smile at the abyss, but catch yourself and put away your smile. You worry the abyss might not be able to smile back, or even understand your smile. You say, I don't know which mouth to make, which to send you, so that you understand me. Understand how we are friends now. The abyss simply opens a little wider, and you understand the abyss's intention. You open your mouth wide, as if you are an open window, and ready for frisbees or pies to float into your rooms. You ask, does this look reasonable and attractive? The kind of mouth an abyss would make. The abyss simply opens a little wider, and you understand that the abyss thinks you look reasonable and attractive, and if the abyss could, would make a similar mouth. You and your new friend, the abyss, walk around the city. You want your new friend to know everything there is to know about you. So you tell your new friend, the abyss, what is on your mind. You say, when I wear socks to sleep, I lose the left sock first. And you say, I wonder if there's a type of red paint that will let any shade of blood blend in. And then you say, when I am talking to someone who wears a sad mouth, I like to say soft mouth instead of sad mouth. This is a way I think I can protect the sadness of the soft-mouthed person. Then you tell the abyss, I think you have a soft mouth. The abyss simply opens a little wider, and you understand that the abyss appreciates your protection of their sadness. In dreams, there is no symbolism to sadness. Often, sadness simply wears business casual outfits, and gets to the casual business of being sad within your dream world. It is up to you how much business you allow to happen within your dreams. One byproduct of the casual business of being sad within your dream world is an abundance of contemporary art. Sadness, when it is not casually taking care of business, likes to visit art galleries. And now and your new friend, the abyss, find yourselves surrounded by sadness and art galleries. You do not understand any of the contemporary art being displayed in the art galleries. Which is strange considering, all of the contemporary art being displayed is art that your subconscious created for this dream. Which is actually not strange, considering, your subconscious is constantly at work silently behind your waking mind, which seems like a perfectly good use of free time for your subconscious. Still, you tell your new friend, the abyss, how you do not understand any of the contemporary art being displayed in the art galleries. And the abyss opens a little wider. You tell your friend, the abyss, I think the only kind of art I ever want to see on walls is a bunch of photos of a bunch of skeleton hands giving the middle finger. And maybe some of the skeleton hands are missing some of their middle finger bones. And the abyss opens a little wider. And then you and your new friend, the abyss, walk outside of the city. And you find a shovel and begin digging a hole, and in a way, your friend, the abyss, digs a hole too, by becoming wider and wider, matching every shovel full of dirt you scoop from the ground. And in this you feel a unity, because in your understanding of friendship, people that are friends like similar activities. And you continue to dig, and the abyss continues to widen. You look to your friend and then beyond to see the city, but you do not see it in the distance, in what you assume is the direction you walked from. And you say to the abyss, I didn't realize we were so far out here, away from the city, that, or I've just dug for so long, concepts such as cities no longer matter to me. And the abyss opens a little wider, and to you it seems that your friend has widened in a way that makes you sure that the abyss agrees with you. You continue to dig a hole, but not for the sake of building a hole. You need the dirt from the hole to build a hill. Though this seems very much like the hill dream, it is not. This is still the friendship dream, only you are building a hill. And you continue to dig, and pile your hill higher, while your friend, the abyss, continues to widen. You climb out of your hole and climb up your hill. You will need to create a much deeper hole to create a much higher hill. From the top of your hill you look down at your friend, the abyss, and you notice how wide your friend is now. Looking down and into your friend, you see tiny lights. You pull out a telescope from your inventory and look down into your friend. And in the darkness of your new friend, the abyss, you see strangers with flashlights wandering through the darkness of the city that has fallen into your friend. You see strangers, and the long beams of their flashlights search for a way out of your friend. You ask your friend, why is the city, with all of its strangers, inside of you? And your friend, the abyss, widens a little more. And when your friend widens, the hill you stand upon falls into your friend, and you fall with your hill. And in dreams, when you fall into a friend, it means you need to hear a story. And the story should be about a mouse, but really make the story about a horse. In the story, the horse should have a friend that is a boy that the horse found beside the lake of children, under the remains of young weather. In the story the horse should raise the boy, and sometimes one should say to the other, comfort me with a green sea of apples. And in the story, the horse should tell the boy the story about the green sea of apples. But really it is a story about how it is an extraordinary life, even when strangers in cities and hills fall into an abyss. And after you hear the story about the horse, about the boy, about the sea of green apples, you realize that creating a new friendship is as easy as falling. And you continue to fall, inside of your friend, the abyss, and toward the city, and the strangers see you falling toward them. And they shine their flashlight beams up toward you. And the flashlight beams reach out like they have missed you, and brighten your eyes. And now you are awake, and ready for another day. This has been the Friendship Dream, with your dream guide, friend. Dream guides are written and recorded by Chad Redden.